Today I'll show you how you can automate responding to customer emails using AI. When a customer sends your business an email, they can expect a personalized email in return almost immediately without having to wait. You can imagine a business that gets hundreds of emails every day. Such a system ensures exceptional customer support without spending a fortune on employee salaries. The marketplace is extremely competitive and customers are coming to expect exceptional customer support. Such a simple system could significantly boost your conversion rates as you're able to respond to customers when their need is at its peak. You also boost brand perception as the customer will be like, these guys are awesome, they're able to respond to me within no time. Awesome. Here's a demo. So here I'm on our website BigRip, and I'll go ahead and fill out a contact form to simulate like an actual business will have a contact form within their website, and when a customer sends a message through the form, the business receives an email in return. So for this, I'll just go to my contact form down here. So once I fill this out, this sends our business an email. So I'll quickly fill it out. Subject is product interest. And there's the message. You have an exciting product. Would love to learn more in regard to its integration with our existing softwares. There, we'll go ahead and submit the message. So let that load up. And let's see. You have received your message and will respond shortly. So here when you go to my email address, I can be able to see a new lead has entered. So you can see new lead notification. And when I click on it, you're able to see the name of the customer, their email, and their message. Okay, so you can see you have an exciting product. We'd love to learn more about your service. Okay, so the customer should automatically get a responsive email. So let's see. They automatically get a message received email. So when I click on it, you can see there, dear customer, we have received your message and will respond to it shortly. Then there's a delay to simulate that there's an actual human being sending the email. So there'll be like a 90-second delay, then the next email is sent. So let's wait and see. And you can see another email has just entered. This was at 4:40 and the second email entered at 4:42. Let me just enter and see it. So you can see, hi Mutise, thank you for your interest in our product. Our team will be in touch to discuss the integration with your existing software. So you're able to see this is personalized to the message the customer sent, and it comes in almost immediately. This would be extremely impactful to our business, boosting conversion rates. And yeah, let's get right into it. So how do you get into building one yourself? Let me show you. So for the system, we're building it using make.com. So if you're not familiar with make.com, it's quite powerful, like one of my best platforms in the world, I'll be honest, because it's quite awesome. What it does is it enables you to connect different apps, enabling you to automate different tasks. So for example, when a customer sends an email, send our team members an email using Gmail, then save the customer record to our Salesforce CRM. So you can see in this case, we're connecting the contact form where the customer sends the email. We then connect it to our Gmail app to send our team an email. Then we connect it to our Salesforce CRM app to save the customer record to our CRM. So you can see it simply just connects different apps together, passing in data from one app to another, hence automating these tasks. So for this, go ahead and search make.com. So once you arrive here, you'll go ahead and create an account if you don't have one already. So you'll click on get started for free. Then you log into your account. Once you log in, you'll arrive at your dashboard over here. So go ahead and click on create a new scenario. Yes, so first of all, we need to ask ourselves, what exactly is it we're trying to achieve? So we want, when a customer sends an email, we need to have something that's watching our inbox for any new emails. So when new emails arrive, it needs to check if the subject line of the email is something like new lead inquiry or new lead notification. If that's the case, we will take those emails, check the email message that's coming from the customer, come up with a customized response using AI, then we send the response back to the user. And before we send the response to the user, we put a delay in place of something like 90 seconds to ensure it seems like a human being actually took time to send an email. Because you can imagine if I as a customer sends your business an email and immediately, like within 1 second, I'm getting a response, I'll be like, this is automated, this has to be AI. The point is for it to seem like it is personalized human customer support. Yeah, So yeah, so let's get into it. So what you want to do is come here on this plus and search for email. Okay, so as the app we are working with, what we want to do is watch for emails. So you'll click on that. Then you want to configure your email connection. So for that, you'll go ahead and click on connection over here. If this is your first time connecting to your email through make.com, you'll have to add a new connection. So you'll go ahead and click on add over here. Select a connection type, for example, if it's Google hosting your emails, or Microsoft, or any other email provider. So in this case, mine is Google, so I'm using Google Workspace for this. So if you're using like a gmail.com email or Google Mail, go ahead and click on this link to follow the instructions. They're quite simple to be able to connect your Gmail account, because you'll need your client ID and your client secret, which you'll click on show advanced settings over here, then paste in your client ID and client secret from your Google Cloud platform. Okay, otherwise if you're using Google Workspace, the professional version, it's quite simple, simpler than even using Gmail. Okay, so go ahead and connect to your Gmail account. Then we continue. So you'll click on the folder you want to access. So in this case it seems so manual, but I'll just click on inbox because that's where we want. Criteria, in this case I'll click on all emails. For sender email address, I'll leave it as blank. Recipient email address, leave it as blank. Think of this as just filters to be able to determine which specific emails to look out for. So you might want only to filter emails that come from a specific email address. For example, sales@bgrip.com. If I know that all my customer emails will be originating from this one email, then the filter I'll put in here is m.mutiso@bgrip.com. But since in this case the only filter I want is the subject line, I'll leave this as blank. The recipient email address, also leave it as blank. Then here in the subject line, I'll put in new lead notification. So I only want to watch for emails whose subject line is new lead notification. Okay, then here in the phrase, I can just leave it as blank. Okay, then click on OK. Then here for testing purposes, we want to select which specific email to retrieve. So you can be able to choose where you want to start checking for the emails. It can be from now on, literally emails that come in from this time henceforth. It can be emails from after a specific date. So for example, I can want from, today is on, let us see, when is today? Today is 18th of November. I can say I only want to check for emails from 5th of November henceforth. Okay, I can say I just want to check all emails throughout the history of me getting emails, or I can just select the first email. So in this case, let me just select the first email that has the subject line as new lead notification. You can see I have 3 emails of those. So I'll click on the first one, then click on OK. Then what I'll do is I'll run this module only. So right click on this module, then click on run this module only to be able to get back a response and see how the data that's coming in, how it's structured. Okay, so let me zoom in here a bit. So you can see it returns one bundle. Okay, so this is the output, one bundle. Okay, and in this bundle of data, it has a couple of fields that are not really necessary in this point. Okay, it's quite vital. Some of this information is vital and we can use it several other places within our scenario. For example, the date the email was sent, the email ID, something of the sort. But the main part is in this part. So you can see here, you can see the recipient itself. The recipient of the email is this email, m.mutiso@bgrip.com with a double P. Okay, so that's one of my domains, but my actual domain is bgrip.com with a single P. Then the text content is what we mainly want, so this, or even the HTML content. So this is very critical. Okay, oh, and I forgot one thing here in the email. Ensure you configure the maximum number of emails to return. So here in the maximum number of results, I'll just put it at 10, so that I only want to retrieve back maximum of 10 new emails to work on. Okay, you can put this to be 100 or 200 or whatever, it doesn't really matter, but I'll put it at 10 in this case. Click on OK. Then I'll save my scenario. So it's good practice to always be saving your scenario once you make changes. Then the next part is we want the AI to come up with a response to the customer's email. So for this, I'll just drag this over here. The app we want to work with is OpenAI. So you can see OpenAI here. Click on it. Then the exact module we want is let's look for chat completion, something chat completion. If you see it, say bingo. Where is it? Here, create a chat completion. click on that. Then you want to connect to your OpenAI account. So for this, you will need an OpenAI API key. So what you'll do is just go ahead and create an OpenAI account. If you don't have one, you'll go to openai.com and just sign up. I mean, not openai.com. Search for platform.openai.com. Go ahead and create an account if you don't have one. Then log into your dashboard. So you can see here, you'll click on sign up if you've never created an OpenAI account. If you have one, just click on login. So I'll go ahead and log into mine. So once you arrive at your OpenAI account, once you log in, you want to click on settings over here. Okay. Then scroll down till you see API keys. Okay. So you can see API keys that are already created. Create new secret key. Give it a name, something like tester. Select a project. I'll select the default project, then create the new secret key. So I'll copy this, go and paste it within make.com. So I'll go back to my make.com scenario. So what I'll do is I'll click add over here so that I can add my new OpenAI API key. So I'll paste it in here. Then we'll need the organization ID. For that, go back to your settings. So I'll click done over here. Then you'll click on general over here. So under organization, click on general, then copy your organization ID as is. So I'll copy that, go back to my make.com, then paste it in here, then click on save. Okay, but since I already have one, I'll just click on close. Then we move on. So for this, the AI model that we'll use in this case, we'll just go with GPT 3.5 Turbo. So it's good enough for this case, but I'd advise GPT-4 because it's quite powerful. Yeah, so in this case, I'll just pick GPT 3.5 Turbo. Then now what we want to do is to give the AI some instructions on the task it has to do. So for this, click on add message. So the first message is a system prompt. Okay, so I'll click on system. So there are different roles you can give this AI. It can be a system prompt, user prompt, or an assistant prompt. A system prompt gives the AI instructions on how it should behave. A user prompt, you'll mainly use it when you're giving it further examples of some sort. Then assistant is now what you expect the AI to give back in response. Okay, so we'll start with the system prompt. Then in the text content, I'll just say you're an intelligent email assistant. Then we'll add another message. The role is, in this case, user prompt. Okay, then we give it further instructions. So you can see here, you're monitoring a sales inbox that receives inquiries for an automation offer that I run. Your task is to digest the sales email and produce a high quality customized response in return. Make sure that the responses are patterned in nature and don't use any frilly language. Ensure the email always starts with ends with cheers Mwadhime. Okay, so that's the email. Then now we want to give it an example of an email that it might get and the kind of response it should give back in return. So for that, we'll add another user prompt. So click on add message. The role is user. Okay, and in the text content, let me just paste this in. So you can see the name is Mutiso Mwadhime, the email is that, the phone number is that. This is just exactly the email that comes back once someone fills out my contact form. Okay, then what it should give back in return once it gets such an email, let's build it up. So add message, in this case, is now an assistant. So we'll click on assistant because now this is the AI's response. So in this case, it will be like, hi Mutiso, because it will check the name is Mutiso. Then it'll be like, thanks for showing interest in our services. You can definitely book a meeting with our team. I've let someone from the team know about this and they are reaching out on the same. So you can see the inquiry was, how can I book a meeting? Therefore, the response is geared towards booking a meeting. So that's the kind of customized response we expect from the AI. And now let's give the AI the actual email address that it obtains. So add message. In this case, it will be user. Okay. Then the text content, we will get it from the email module initially from here. So you can see when I click on this field, this pops up so you can be able to select the text content of the email. So I'll scroll down and check where the actual email body is. So you can see it's here under text content. So I'll just click on text content over there. And yeah, that's it. That's all you need to do to configure your OpenAI module. Click on OK, then let's save this. And it's good practice to be testing out your scenarios after you finish configuring each module to ensure that the right kind of data is being produced from the module and is being passed on to the next module. Okay, so you want to ensure everything is correct before creating a new module. Okay, so for this, I'll right click on this, then click on run this module only. It will ask me for text content, so let me just paste in the one that I initially had. So I'll just paste it in there. It's the same one that we've used to configure the module. So I'll click on OK. Then you should run this and come up with something. So you can see the result is here. Hi Mutiso, thank you for your inquiry about booking a meeting with our team. I have forwarded your request to the appropriate team member who will be in touch shortly. Cheers, Mwadime. So you can see this is now what we'll use to send back to the user. So that's working properly. So let me cancel this and move on. So but before sending the actual email address, what I want to do is obtain the actual email address of the customer. So for that, we'll use another AI module. So I'll drag this over here, click on Open AI, create a completion. That's what we'll use. Okay, then let's configure it, the fun part. So in this case, I'll pick the model GPT 3.5 Turbo. So the first instruction, so let's click on add message over here and give it a system prompt. So system, and the prompt is, you're an intelligent assistant that has mastered how email addresses look like. That's simple. So now let's give it the task it has to do. So add message, in this case it's a user prompt. Okay, then the instruction here is, your task is to analyze the email body text provided and extract the email address of the customer from it. Ensure to return the email address only, e.g. sarah@gmail.com or m.mutiso@biggrip.com. So just the email address. So now let's give it an example of, if the email is this, then extract this specific email. So let's add message. It's a user prompt. So I'll just paste it in here, save on your time. So it's the same email body that we used initially. Then what it should give back in return, if this is the email body, add message. So now the assistant will return back. In this case, the email is this, m.mwadime@biggrip.com. So I'll just copy it as is and paste it in there. Okay, and now let's provide it with an actual email. So add message. In this case, it's a user prompt. Then in the text content, we want to obtain the text content from this email module. And notice when I hover over this, you can see this pulsates, starts to pulsate, meaning that this data is coming from this specific module. So I'll scroll down till I see text content. There it is. So I'll click on text content. Then that's it. So I'll just click on OK. And that's awesome. Oh, also one thing I forgot. Let me just click on both of the modules. I normally like to ensure that the temperature of the AI is as low as possible. So show advanced settings, and here under temperature, where is it? Temperature, it's set to the maximum, which is 1. I want to bring it down to something like 0.1. Okay, what temperature does is, how creative do you want the AI to be? When you're generating creative content like post description or an entire blog article, you want the AI to use its creativity. So for that, you will have the temperature as high as possible, around 0.7 to 1. It's between 0 and 1. So the lower the temperature, the less creative the AI. The higher the temperature, the more creative the AI. Since in this case I want the AI to be deterministic, I want it to be as low as possible. So I'll put it at 0.1. Click on OK. Then do the same thing for, you know what, let's put it higher for this one. For coming up with the email, let's have it have some creativity. Okay, so I'll increase it a bit to 0 point something. So where's the temperature? Where is it? So I'll increase it to something like 0.5. That will work. Click on OK. But for extracting the email address, I want it to be extracting the exact email. So I want 0 creativity on this. So I'll put the temperature at 0. Show advanced settings. Then the temperature, I put it at 0. Then click on OK. That's it. Let's save this and test it out. So click on run this module only. It will ask for the text content. I'll paste in the text content we initially used. So I'll paste it in there. So you can see it's the same we were using for the initial modules. Click on OK and let it run and extract the email address. Where is it? So you can see that's the input, this is the output bundle, and in the result we can be able to get the exact email address. So you can see m.mwadime@bgrip.com. Now that's in place. Now we ask ourselves, what do you want to do next? We want first to send the customer an email immediately telling them that we have received their email and are working to respond to it. Okay, then after that we will have a delay of something like 90 seconds to simulate that we are actually having our employee come up with the email address before sending it. So number one is sending them an email acknowledging that we have gotten their email address and are working to get a response back. Then the second one is the actual response to their email. Okay, so for this, since we have two tasks we want to do, is first of all send them an immediate email, then next one is send a response email. So for that we will need a router. Okay, so drag this over here and we'll click on this where you're seeing router over here, click on it. So the first task is sending them an immediate email, so I'll click on plus over here, click on email, then I want to send an email, so send email. Send an email. I'll ensure you configure your connection, which you've already done. Then let's move on. The recipient in this case is the customer email address, which we have obtained from the initial AI module over here. So let me just drag this over here so you can see this pulsating. So you can see when I hover over this data, notice this starts to pulsate. Okay, you can notice this starts to pulsate. So I want to pick this result which contains the email address. Okay, and also notice all the modules that you have within your scenario will be listed over here. So the email module and all its data that was extracted, then the next module which was coming up with the actual email address, then the final module which is extracting the email address. So I'll click on this. Then in the subject line I want to just say something like email received, or something like well received, or message received. Then the email body itself, the content type will be HTML. It can be HTML or plain text, but I normally like using HTML because we can be able to put in those line breaks, which can be an issue here in Make. So I'll paste it in here. So the line breaks is this, it's just a BR tag that says that after this line, enter a new line, then enter a new line. So we'll have a space between that. Okay, so you can see the email is, we have received your message and we'll respond to it shortly. Regards. Then click on OK. So let's run this module only to ensure that it's working. You can see, dear customer, we have received your message. So that's the email that will be sent to the customer. Okay. Okay, missing validation. Of course, we haven't put in the variable, but that will work once we run the entire scenario. Okay. Then the next one is going to be a delay. Okay. So what you want to do is delay actually sending the email. So for this, go down here to tools, so click on tools, then search for sleep. So we want a sleep module which adds a delay. I'll unlink this second route, then I'll attach this back there. Okay, so let me just delete this one and click on auto align to ensure everything is aligned properly. So this sleep module, I want it to sleep for 90 seconds. So in this case, I'll put 90 seconds. Click on OK. Then once it's delayed for 90 seconds, simulating an actual human being putting in the effort, I'll go have an email module. And in this case, it's still a send module. So send an email. Then here in the to, add a recipient. We want to get our email address from what the AI was able to extract. So I'll click on that. Then continue. The subject line, well received, talk to you soon. Then the content of the email, we want to send the email that the AI was able to generate. So for this, click on this, scroll down till we have the module that was generating the email. Then this is the result, so let's click on it. And yeah, that's it. So that's all we need to do. Click on OK, save the scenario, which is standard procedure that I want to emphasize on. Then click on auto align to ensure everything is aligned properly. Then this is still showing an error. If you want to handle this error automatically, choose one of the following options. Missing value of the required parameter 2. So let's ignore this and just simulate an actual scenario. So for this, I'll just send an email to the email address we configured here. So let me just check which email was that. I'm sure it was the m.mutiso email. So let me send an email to that, simulating an actual customer filling out my contact form. So here I'll go ahead and send an email to m.mutiso@biggrip.com with a double P. Then the subject of the email is new lead notification. Then the email body, I'll paste it in there. Then let me just format it properly. So phone number enters a new line message, same case. So we're using the same message we have been using, but in this case, let's alter it a bit. Something like, you guys are awesome. Something of the sort. The number, just have it as 0712345678, which I think we're not really going to use the phone number, but oh well. Then let's send. So here in my email address, you can see one new lead notification has just entered. When I click on it, you can see you guys are awesome. How do I get started? So now let's go back to our make scenario. Then what we want to do is run this module. So let's just click run once on the entire scenario. Okay, let's see. So you can see it's run successfully. Let's see the email that was sent back. You guys are awesome. How do I get started working with your team? So that's working perfectly. Then now it's on the sleep module waiting for the 90 seconds. Then it goes ahead to send the email. So you can see the first message has entered in. Message received. So dear customer, we have received your message. So let me just click on that. Down here, we have received your message and we'll respond to it shortly. Then if I go back to my inbox, I should expect to see the new email that's come in with actual response. Nice, there you have it. So you can see well received, talk to you soon. So when I click on that, you can be able to see, hi Mutiso, thank you for your kind words. To get started working with our team, please reply to this email with your availability for an initial consultation. Cheers, Mwadhime. So that's working properly. The issue is it's not formatted properly. So let me see, it doesn't have those line breaks. So let me go back to make.com. So for this, let me just go back here to make.com. Click on this to see the actual email that was generated. So you can see, hi Mutiso, thank you for your kind words. So it was well created, but the issue is this line breaks will appear here in make, but not in the actual email address. So for this, let's introduce some BR tags into it. I'm not sure that it will work, but let's see. Scroll down till the bottom here. Not the bottom, where here you go. So let me introduce some BR tags there, and let me just copy this and paste it down here. Yeah, that's okay. Click on OK. Then let's run this module only to see what it comes up with. The text content of the email, let's just use the one we have been using. Click on OK. Then there you have it. Okay, in this case, you can see the line breaks there, but you don't see the BR tags. But let's try and run this again to see how it's able to work. Okay, we'll have to choose where to start. So I want to only select the first email. Then it should pop up those emails with that specific subject line. I'll click on the first one. Click on OK. Okay, so now that's in place. Now I don't want this sleep module to delay me, so I'll just reduce it down to 1 second. Then we'll reconfigure it back once we've verified everything is working. So we'll click on run once over here. So you should go ahead and create the email address. Wait for 1 second, send the email address. So yeah, that's working properly. Let's go back to our email and see if that's working perfectly. So you can see 2 emails have entered, message received. Then when I click on the first one, you can see it's properly configured, properly formatted with the exact line breaks as needed. Oh, what's wrong with me? Let's add another line break here to be cheers. Then Mwadhime enters the next line. So here, go back to your configuration, scroll down here. So cheers. Then we have another BR tag over here. Then click on OK. And yeah, that should work properly. I'll save the scenario. And yeah, let me just rename it to be email autoresponder 2, and let me export this so that you can be able to have access to this blueprint. Okay, so if you check the link in the description, you should be able to see this blueprint, and you can be able just to import it all and immediately implement it into your business or for your clients. So yeah, that's it. So that's been awesome. That's how you're able to automate responding to customer emails using AI. Can significantly help in boosting your conversion rates, since as I mentioned, you're able to meet the customer when their need is at its peak, because nowadays customers hate waiting. When they send you an email, they expect a response within the next 1 or so hour maximum. Now imagine if you can do it within 1 or 2 minutes. Like, the customer perception of your brand goes up the roof, and you're able to boost conversion rates, boost profits, boost revenues. Like, such a simple system, like, you can be surprised how much of an impact it can bring to a business. So if you want to work with our team to build such powerful systems to automate, let's say, your emails or your CRM or whatever repetitive tasks you have within your business, you can be able to work with our team. Link in the description, where you'll visit our website, book in a meeting with our team, and we'll get right into it. If you want access to the actual template, link in the description. Anyways, till next time, stay servy. Peace.